A warm welcome to all. I am Pooja N.I., professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering in PSCMR College of Engineering. Today, we have very distinguished person, Dr. Harish Wancha, for his valuable thoughts. So we have our topic is on fundamentals of high impact research paper writing. So we welcome you, sir. And last but not the least, we proudly invite our research scholars, faculty members, and other participants to this second day of FDP. Now, now I invite our respected HOD sir, Dr. A. Balakrishna sir, for the address note.
Thank you, Professor Pooja. A warm greetings to all. Our respected research person, Dr. Harish Wancha, a principal, faculty members, and management, research scholars, and their participants. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to day 2 of our 5-day online faculty development program. Today, we are privileged to have with us Dr. Harish Wancha, world top 2% scientist from lovely Professional University. We are truly honored by your presence, sir. Research today is not merely about published papers. It is about publishing impactful, ethical, and meaningful research that contributes to society and advances knowledge. Writing a high quality research paper requires clarity of thought, paper structure, identification of research gaps, strong methodology, and effective presentation of results. Many researchers struggle not because of lack of knowledge, but because of lack of structured guidance in writing. Today's session on fundamentals of high impact research paper writing is extremely relevant and important for all of us. I'm confident that my friend Dr. Harish Vancha's vast research experience, global recognition, and scholarly contributions will provide valuable insights into preparing impactful manuscripts suitable for reputed indexed journals. At PSCMR College of Engineering and Technology, which was affiliated to NAC A++ NBA, we are continuously striving to strengthen our research culture, enhance publication quality, and motivate our faculty and scholars to aim for excellence in research and innovation. This FDP is one such initiative towards building a strong academic and research ecosystem. I request all participants to actively engage in today's session, clarify your doubts, and make the best use of this valuable opportunity. Once again, I extend my warm welcome to Dr. Harish Vancha and thank him for accepting our invitation and sharing his expertise with us. Thank you all. Let us proceed with the session. Good evening, sir. Dr. Harish Vancha.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
How are you, sir? For long days, we are hearing you.
Yeah, I'm fine, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope you are also good, doing good.
And I want to share you one thing that we both are actually co-scholars. Today, I am the convener. I'm inviting him as a research person. I'm honored and I'm very proud to him about my friend Harish Vancha.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank you
for
so much, sir.
inviting.
Ujay, madam, that's over to you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I am so grateful and privileged to invite our esteemed resource person, Dr. Harish Wanja. We have a small video presentation of our resource person. On to the video.
Dr. Harish Wancha, MPharm PhD, is a distinguished academic and researcher in the field of pharmaceutics. He is recognized and listed among the world's top 2% scientists by Stanford University and Elsevier 2025, reflecting the global impact of his scientific contributions. He holds a PhD in pharmaceutics and has over 10 years of experience in the development of evaluation of lipid-based drug delivery systems for poorly soluble and bioavailable anti-cancer drugs. His research expertise include advanced formulation development, analytical method development and characterization, pharmacokinetic modeling, and cancer cell line studies. He also has hands-on experience in conducting bioavailability and pharmacokinetic studies using small animal models. Dr. Vancha has an outstanding research record with 47 published research papers, 8 ongoing publications, 1 patent with FER files, 6 published patents, and 7 granted copyrights. He has received the Research Appreciation Award under the E+ category during the Teachers' Day celebrations in 2024 and the Best Oral Presentation Award at RSCNIERG 2022. He also qualified the national level graduate pharmacy aptitude test in 2020 with the All India rank of 896. With strong leadership, research planning, and communication skills, Dr. Vancha continues to contribute significantly to pharmaceutical sciences through innovation, high-quality research, and academic excellence. Now it is my great honor and privilege to invite Dr. Harish Vancha to deliver his valuable sessions. So we are truly grateful for your presence today and look forward to gaining insights from your vast experience and research expertise.
With this, now I am happy and most respectfully invite and hand over the session to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Harish Vancha. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, the management of PCMR College and my friend Dr. Balakrishna for inviting me for this session. And I hope am I audible to you all?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Can I share my screen?
Yes, sir, you can. Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Very good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Vancha Harish. I'm working as an associate professor in School of Pharmaceutical Sciences in lovely professional university, Punjab. And first of all, I would like to thank all the management of Pscmr College of Engineering and Technology for inviting me to give a talk on fundamentals of high impact research paper writing as a part of 5-day online faculty development program on advanced research paper writing, scholarly tools, and journal selection strategies. So coming to this session, before entering into the session, like as we all know, all we people, all the academicians, graduate students, postgraduate students, and research scholars, everyone is looking to get a good, impactful publication. Not only a publication, whatever the things which we are going to publish in various journals, these research findings should reach the individual researcher who are going to start their basic research. This is the main aim, actually, what we have to keep before writing a paper. Why? Because generally, as when we have started our research journey, we also initially started our journey by taking the help from the other research papers or other scientists who have been submitted their findings to various good journals. And one more thing here, when we are going to publish a paper, instead of seeing the impact factor of the journal, we have to focus on the site score of the journal. This will helps us to make our publication to reach to the audience. Generally, as most of the researchers or research scholars, generally we will be eager in identifying the high impact journals. Like if the journal is having good impact factor, then we will be thinking that our research is going to be impactful towards various research organizations or instead of any research scientists. But this every research paper does not mean like it should be in a good impacted journal. Instead of that, we have to see whether the journal is having how much site score. These are the major parameters we have to see while selecting a journal. And before going into the concepts of drafting a paper, drafting an high impact paper, research paper, and how we have to write, from where we have to get the information, and how we have to organize the information, and how we have to select the journals, on what basis we have to select the journals, what are the databases or what are the websites we have to select the appropriate journal for our research paper, we will be seeing in coming things. And first is how to write a research paper. This is our first question. Before writing a research paper, everyone will think how to write, why to write. These are the two things which will come in our mind. Everyone are eager to write. Everyone is eager to write a research paper, but how? How to write it? How to present it? And how I can start a paper? On what basis I have to start the paper? Either it is a research paper or review paper. And why? For what purpose I am writing a research paper? First, as a researcher, as an author, we should have clarity on these two things. Why, and on what topic? Whether this topic is relevant to the audience, whether this topic is phenomenal, whether this topic is of high interest to the audience, and if I write this review or research paper, whether this is useful to the other researchers or other audience, whoever being utilizing our research findings to enhance their research papers. This is what the two questions which will come into every researcher before starting a research paper. How to write a research paper, and why to write a research paper, and why we all people are seeing, why we all people are wants to write a research paper. As an academician, I want to exist in my university or college. Right? This is the main thing. Generally, what we people are looking about. Why we write, why to publish a research paper, whether is it required to publish a research paper or not. There are other means are also there. We can patent our ideas, we can publish our ideas. If a patent is there on our name, your papers will not give good impact. Or if you want to reach to the audience more, whether you want to publicity, make your research more publicity, then whether your papers will work or not. These are all the major consequences. But we need to publish a paper. We want to publish our paper to share our research findings. As we people are working in India, we don't know what is being happening in rest of the world. So to make our research visible throughout the world, this is a means of platform. This is a type of platform which will help us to share our research findings and discoveries with the hope of improving knowledge base. Practically, generally I have mentioned here something like practically we need to get a funding to be promoted. If I am working in any organization, generally I will look forward. My promotion is depends upon publications. My promotion is depends upon how many grants I got. My promotion or my salary increment is mainly due to this, whatever the research papers I'm going to write or review papers I'm going to write. And apart from this, we people will get the recognition of our work, whatever the hard work inputs we are giving into the research. The recognition is being updated by your high quality publications. And through these publications, we can also share our knowledge, our ideas, whatever the new things we are going to add into our research, and what improvements we have done to the other existing researchers. These are all matters when we write a paper. And we should, like, as we people think, when we are starting a research, when we are starting to generate a data, we will be getting many ideas in our mind. But when we came to write a paper, we all will forget about all the thoughts which have been entered into our mind, and just simply we focus on whatever the results we got. We'll draft that particular results and we put into the paper and we submit them into the journal. But this does not work. This does not give the more impact to our research or research findings when we keep only the data which we have generated. We have to explore our ideas from where it has been generated, on what is our main objective, how I have been drafted my hypothesis. These all are the things which we need to express in the research paper. Research findings are different. Apart from the research findings, or the data which you have generated is different, and how the generation of data, what is the main pole from where you have been you have got the thought to generate this kind of research, or you want to do this particular type of research, that all to be mentioned in your research paper, such that the editor or the reviewer or any reader who is going to read your paper will understand that the basis of origination of your research. Then based on that, you can correlate the research findings, whether your hypothesis has been worked or not, whether you got positive results or negative results. This we need to mention in latter parts of our research paper. This is how we have to do, and this is why most of the academicians or research scholars, generally, if I am a PhD scholar, I need to submit my PhD degree such that I need a publication. If I am a teacher, I want to get certain promotion, so I need a publication. If I am a scientist who are working in some particular area, so as I am being the expertise in that particular area, I want to educate some other budding researchers based on my research findings who are working on my particular area. These are the major strategies of publishing a research paper in good journals. There are like, why I am mentioning as a good journal, because good journal will be is such a journal which will make our research visible or make impactful to the other researchers. Generally, this is an quote you can see: we all people are rated by what we produce, not by what you attempt. What is attempts are, and what we are going to produce? What we are going to produce, generally as a researcher, we are going to produce the outcomes in the form of research findings only, and these research findings are depends upon whatever the efforts you are being keeping during your research in your labs. N number of hours you are going to spend in the form of like, generally, as directly we will be spending our time, and in the form of our scholars or our students, generally they are going to do. And here nowadays in all over the world, we people are being rated what we are going to produce, not by how many times we have been attempted. Generally, getting to a paper published, the basic concept, generally there is a huge competition for space in journals is intense, cost of publication is high, rejection rates are vary. If you see in the statistics of last 2 to 3 years, most of the journals have been tightened the publications on the basis of their rankings. Why? Because if you see either in case of SCI journals or in case of Scopus journals, most of the journals are trying to enhance their ratings impact. Based on that, the rejection criteria is also one parameter in rating a journal. If the journal is rejecting n number of papers, that indicates the journal is being screening the papers based on the novelty. As what exists the novelty, whatever the research findings which we are producing are not being novel. As by ourselves, the research findings are novel, but in point of the editor, as the editor will look into the various different types of research papers or research findings throughout the world which are being submitted to that particular journal. Based on that, our findings may not be phenomenal, may not be more novel to him, such that the rejection rates of the paper will increase. Here, for example, I'll say, if any person, like if I am the person working on certain drug delivery systems, like there are various drug delivery systems which are already being published and which are already being produced by other researchers as well. As a researcher, basic researcher, if I am being only changing the drug to incorporate into the delivery system, I can't claim that the delivery system is mine, because already the delivery system is being already explored by other researchers. The delivery system has been well explored by other researchers. Only I am changing only the API, like whatever the drug I am going to incorporate into that, only this is what I am going to change. So in that point, what I am thinking, there is no nano formulation or there is no drug delivery system for particular drug. This is the novelty as per mine assumption. But as per the editor assumption, what he is going to do, he is going to think the delivery system should be the novel, in which whatever it may be the drug you are going to load, you have to do certain alterations to your delivery systems. In case of any machinery also, if you are going to do, the efficiency of the machinery is being measured based on its novelty. These are the major criteria which the journal and editors are going to verify. Based on that, the rejection rates may vary from journal to journal. If you see here, generally people will get afraid of various science journals and nature journals. Around 90% of rejection is recorded for these science journals and nature journals, whereas very low rejection rates we can be able to see with certain local like national journals which are being run, which are being maintained by some of the faculty like us, with certain good institutes. To enhance their visibility, to enhance their university visibility of their research findings, most of the journals are being maintained by basic universities to enhance their publications. And these, like before, when we are going to get a paper published, before submitting a paper, these are the various mistakes which we people are going to do. And we people are not being verifying certain indexing. Indexing verification will play a key role, and we generally ignore journal listings. There are certain substandard journals, duplicate journals, lack of database checks, alternative metric consideration, field specific relevance ignored, overemphasis on impact factor, misinterpreting metrics, overlooking citation reports, impact factor evaluation. These are the things generally which will affect the publications. Generally, if I show one example, I'll say one example that let us take a journal X. If I Google it directly, if I Google that particular journal, generally impact factor of the journal. Now the Google will give like correct information. Based on that, what I will do, I will open the journal and I will proceed for public submission of my impact, submission of my researches. But actually, this is the major mistake which we people are going to do. We should not rely on the Google while selecting a journal, because this Google will gives you certain wrong information. Like if I show, there are basic things. For example, I am taking the example of a journal, Obesity Medicine. Obesity Medicine is a journal, and I am asking the Google to give impact factor of this particular journal. Okay. And you can see here different websites are being giving the impact factor of this particular journal as impact factor 3.15, impact factor 1.5. Okay, here you can see there are certain other journals also. But as a layman, this impact factor, whether it is actually correct of this particular, by seeing this in my database already, I have been overlapped it with certain things. So this is being producing the other results, like generally the journal is being shown here with its site score, but you can see even AI is being giving wrong information. If you see here, impact factor it is showing 0.33, and here it is some one database it is showing impact factor 3.15, and some other database it is showing impact factor 1.5. If we go directly, if I open the main website of the journal, generally this journal is not having any impact factor, only this journal is having site score. Why? Because this journal is only indexed in Scopus database, but this is not being indexed by Web of Science. Thomson and Reuters have been not listed this obesity medicine journal in their database, indexed in that particular database, such that it does not have any impact factor. But here you can see even AI, Google AI, Gemini is being showing it is having approximately 0.33 impact factor. But this is not actually the correct one. This is a type of misleading. Nowadays, most of the people are being relying on AI, as this AI will give the correct information, and some other databases. If I Google if it is giving impact factor, this is the impact factor which is being allocated to the obesity medicine. But if I open this particular journal, there is no impact factor, and some people might don't know. They will think this site score has an impact factor, or they will think that impact factor is being mentioned in other pages of this particular journal, but actually it is not. So we should be very cautious in selecting a journal and seeing its impact factor. Sometimes this site score may be varies with the site score which is being displayed here and the actual site score of the journal. In that case, what we have to do, we have to verify the site score of the journal by going to Scopus. Generally, if you go for Scopus database, it will gives you, it will display this particular thing. I hope most of you people might know. Here we have to go for title, and I'm searching for obesity medicine. These are certain things before we should know before going to select the journal. If it is being listed, indexed by Scopus, you will be getting directly here journal name, and you will be having obesity medicine. And you can see site score is 4. And this is, you have to match this site score and this site score. And there are journal rankings we can see. This Scopus website is the authenticated website, which will gives you the authenticated information about a journal. And there are certain quartiles. We measure the rankings of the journal based on the quartiles. And as we all people think that if the journal is having impact factor of 10 and above is a good journal. If a journal is having impact factor of 30 is a good journal. We should not judge a journal based on its impact factor. Majorly, it is also a major factor which we need to consider, but not in all the cases. If I take the example of this journal only, all the journals are being given their rankings based on their site score. If site score is good for your journal, that means whatever the publications coming in that particular journal are being reaching the audience. Most of the people are reading the papers which are published in that particular journal. And site score 4 is not a bad thing. And even though it is having site score 4, you can see the ranking of the journal. Quartile 4, third quartile, second quartile, first quartile. I think you all people might have heard about Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 journals. And most of the institutions ask you to publish a Q1 journal, publication in a Q1 journal. And apart from Q1, we have certain journals which are being listed among the top 10% journals, among all the journals in specific field, either in case of your engineering field or in science field or in social sciences field or in education field. There are certain journals which have been listed as in top 10 journals which are having good percentile, highest percentile for listing in the quartile above Q1. There are certain journals, even though they are listed under Q1, they are being listed as a top 10%. And this is not an, we have to click here and we have to verify whether this journal is being listed under top 10%. No, because you can see this is not a top 10% journal. So this journal has been not visible to us. And then if I see whether Q1 or not, just apply here. Now see, even though the journal is not having, I'm taking the example of obesity medicine, because you can see here, even though this journal is not having any impact factor, this journal is not being indexed by Web of Science, it does not have any impact factor, it has only site score of 4, but this journal is a Q1 journal, you can see, with an highest percentile of 78%. There are certain journals, if you see, even though their impact factors are less, like European Polymer Journal, this is a well-known journal, European Polymer Journal. This particular journal, if you see it in the website, this is in Science Direct Journal, its impact factor is 6.3 and site score is 10.2. This journal, in comparison to the obesity medicine, this particular journal is having the site score more than the obesity medicine, and it is being listed indexed by both Scopus as well as Web of Science. That's why all the Web of Science indexed journals will have impact factors, and the journals which are not indexed by Web of Science will not have impact factor. They will be having only site score. The journals which are having only site score, it means that these journals are being indexed by only Scopus. You can see here, this is being indexed by Scopus. These Scopus, like Shimago Journal Ranking, SNP, these are the common indexing platforms. But in our India, or in any case of any institutes, generally they will see whether the journal is indexed in Scopus or Web of Science or in both. In case of European Polymer Journal, if you see, this particular journal is being indexed in Scopus as well as Science Citation Index, that is SCIE. Generally, some of the journals are being indexed by SCI and SCI. In SCIE, this is the expanded version of Science Citation Index. And mostly worldwide, if you see, most of the papers are being, most of the journals or most of the researchers or universities, generally they will see Science Citation Index journals are the standard journals. And whether we don't know why, because if your journal is only listed in Scopus, we don't know whether this particular journal is being present or indexed in the Scopus, in whether it will be continuing next year or not. This is again a major issue most of the researchers are being seeing. If you want to see whether the journal is being still continued in Scopus, even though their website is showing it is in indexed in Scopus, but sometimes what will happen now to 2026, the list of 2026 is not being yet released, but some of the journals will discontinue based on their score, based on their acceptance rate. Some journals will accept any paper which is being received by them because of earning the money. So this will be the major challenge with the journals. So we should not deviate from it. Before submitting our research to any journal, first we have to cross verify these all things. Writing is another. Writing is one important point. Apart from writing, selection of journal will also plays a key role. Sometimes what will happen, even though our research is good, even though we have drafted our paper extraordinarily, but journals will not accept our paper. Most of the times, what will happen, even though our paper is good, it will be rejected. There might be other factors as well. In some cases, what will happen, even though our paper is not good, generally blindly we will submit it to some other journals and they will accept it, but your paper will not get any type of good citations. If your citation is not increasing, your H index and everything, all the things will not increase. predominantly. Here you can see this is how we have to verify whether the journal is in active state of Scopus or not. You can see this journal is being indexed initially in 2016. From then the journal is being continued in Scopus 2026. Now means this is being continued in 2026 also. In some journals you will be seeing 2016 to 2025 only. 2025 means the journal is not being still considered to be indexed in Scopus in 2026. So this should be very important aspect which we have to keep in our mind while selecting a journal. 2016 to 2026. Here you can see. In the same manner, here it will give site score and in which field it is being giving. Okay, and SJR, Scimago journal ranking. You people might know about the Scimago journal ranking. Generally, we people, without going to the Scopus website, we rely on the Scimago journal ranking. Same obesity medicine I will take here as an journal of example. This is the obesity medicine. I am clicking on this. It's a SJR is 0.430. Okay. And what this Scimago journal ranking is saying to us, journal is whether journal, what is the quartile ranking of journal? It is showing Q2. Yes. And Scopus coverage you can see 2016 to 2025. As a layman, my teacher will say to me that please go to Scimago journal ranking, SJR ranking, and verify the ranking of the journal. Generally, my teacher will say to me, as a layman, I don't know about these particular journal informations. Then what I will do, I'll check in Scimago journal ranking only. You can see here, same example I am taking, same journal, same obesity medicine, United Kingdom. Here also you can see this is the same obesity medicine, right? And its ESIN number you can see 24518476. Here also you can see the ISN number 24518476. And this is an Elsevier journal which is clearly mentioned here, Elsevier Limited. Subject area is this one. Same here you can see here, right? Everything is perfect, but the database, the SJR is giving wrong information for us. SJR rank is 0.430. In Scopus, you can see the SJR rank of this particular journal. If you move this side, you will be getting SJR rank 0.43, right? Here also it is showing 0.43. That is correct. Now quartile, we coming to the quartile. I am thinking that this journal is Q2 journal as per SJR. But Scopus will gives you the authenticate the data. Here if you see, as I know, as per SJR, I have been verified that obesity medicine is in Q2 journal. Now if I am clicking on Q2, see, this is not a Q2 journal. Obesity medicine is not an Q2 journal. But it is Q1, you can see here. Now it will display. I'm not doing anything. This is not a rocket science, but we should not rely on this substandard websites. Like I should not say it as in substandard websites, but these websites are not being updated frequently. As you can see, this is being showing a Q2. And its Scopus coverage is 2016 to 2025. But actually, see, now we are in 2026. Now we are in 2026. It is almost, we are going to complete our February. And here you can see Scopus coverage, still it is showing 2026 to 2025. And here, Scopus will be updated. Scopus website will be updated on regular basis. So I request you all people, while selecting any journal, not only the journal related to the science stream or any other engineering stream, whatever the journal you want to target, first be focused on the Scopus website. The Scopus website will gives you the updated and authenticated information. As you can see here, now this is being misleading me as a Q2 journal, but Scopus will not mislead us, as it is being, the upgradation of this particular journal has been done from Q2 to Q1. Now your journal is listed in Q1, and its coverage is also extended from 2016 to 2026, but still it is showing 2016 to 2025 only. So these are certain things which we have to see before submitting our research paper and before selecting a journal. You can see here, still it is showing Q2 and its SJR is 0.43, but it is, the journal is being upgraded from Q2 to Q1, and it is being continued in Scopus in 2026 as well. So this is the major thing which we have to keep, which we have to see. And I have taken another example as European Polymer Journal. Most of you people, engineering people, can target this one who are working in biomedical applications or any material researchers can target this particular European Polymer Journal. This is one of the best and topmost journal, even though its impact factor is 6.3. You can see here the impact factor is less than 10, but this particular journal is being listed as top 10% journal. As you can see, European Polymer Journal. As I am clicking this European Polymer Journal, as a layman, this is Q1. I have clicked it Q1, but its percentile, you can see, previously we have seen the percentile of obesity medicine. Its percentile is 72%, but the journals which are having highest percentile greater than 90%, these journals are being listed among top 10% journals. Show only titles in top 10% journals. You can see here. If I click on apply, your journal will be there in top 10%. Whereas if you go for obesity medicine, even it is not listed, it is not present in top 10% list. If you click this one, if you apply this particular field, it will not show here. That means even though some of the journals are having even less impact factor, but the site score is very good. Based on the site score, the journal will get the reputation. As this particular journal is having highest percentile of what I can say citation, that is around 91%, and its rank is, you can see here, 20 out of 212 journals, its rank is around 18. Such type of journals, even though the impact factor of the journal is low, but the credibility of the journal is more here. In case of obesity medicine also, this particular journal is not having any impact factor, but it is listed in Q1. And this journal, this European Polymer Journal, is having impact factor less, but it is being listed as top 10% journals. So we should not mislead or we should not be misleaded by seeing this only the superficial things like impact factors or these all things, but we should judge a journal based on its citations and site score and their which type of impactful researches as being published in them. Some of the journals I have seen during my this whole journey, research journey, I have seen many journals that even though the journal is ready to publish only 10 to 15 articles per year, but that articles are of high impact, like pure novel journals. Generally, if you see certain ACS journals, RSC journals, generally we will be having, we have a brand that other than elsewhere, we people will think that RSC and ACS people will publish, people will publish only very high, strong researches, which is being coming from most of the foreigners and like this, we will be thinking. But in that also, in Ville, you will be seeing many journals are there with less impact factor. but their credibility is more, and they will consider only the pure novel research only. These are the cases which we have to keep in our mind before going to select a journal, and this is being plays a critical role in maintaining and identifying the journals. And most of the times we people will select the non-indexed journals, which will give up acceptance within 1 week or 10 days, or they will accept our papers within 2 days or 3 days by taking certain money. We should avoid selecting such type of journals, and we should verify its indexing very, very carefully. As I have shown just now, SJR, we people are relying on SJR, but it's the ranking of the journal has been changed from 2025 to 2026. It has been upgraded from Q2 to Q1. As I have taken one example of the journal indexing verification, as most of we people will ignore journal listings, lack of database checks. Like these are the database, some of the databases I have shown for you people how to check different types of journals. As there are many options in Scopus, as you people can see here. If you see, we can type the title of the journal, we can go for publisher with ISSN number, and we can also, after this, we can also directly display only open access journals. Open access journals are the journals which take the money. After accepting our paper, they will take money for publishing our research. Like this, based on the citations, we can screen based on minimum documents, which are document means which how many number of publications have been published by that particular journal, how many issues they have released from last 1 year, how many volumes they have released, how many issues they have, what are the different types of collections. These all things can be verified by Scopus. So we all people should generally rely on this Scopus website. This is the major thing. Apart from this SJR and other ranking databases, Scopus will gives you the authenticated. In case of Web of Science, generally we people can go for Web of Science login. Here you can see this Web of Science will gives you the information about only Web of Science journals, whereas Scopus will gives you the information about Scopus indexed journals. And this Web of Science, this is being maintained by Clarivate, and here you will be having various active what I can say filters, like whether you want only SCI or SCIE or ESCI. There are 3 different types of things for our engineering as well as science streams, whereas social citation, this is for MBA, MCA, MBA people. Arts and humanities, this is also for MBA. Arts will be having this type of indexing, whereas for us we have science citation index, science citation index expanded, emerging source citation index. These are the 3 things. If the journal is indexed in ESCI, that indicates this journal is under Web of Science. Even though it is SCIE, it is also under Web of Science. Or only SCI, Science Citation Index. Its advanced version is Science Citation Index expanded. And the starting, that means early stages of the journal which has been indexed by what I can say Web of Science, they will give the indexing under emerging source citation index. That means this is in budding journals which are being listed in Web of Science. And here if you want to see, again same, we can type any journal name, ISSN, any title bold also, like if I am typing engineering, and if I type search, the journals which are having the title with engineering, all journals will be what I can say display here. You can see I have got around 3,139 results of the journals which are indexed by Web of Science and having the keyword engineering in their title. And there is a journal only with the title engineering, which is being published by elsewhere, you can see here. And it is Web of Science core collection, Science Citation Index. And you can see, take the same engineering journal here, whether it is being Scopus indexed or not, we can check here in Scopus. There are many engineering journals with the title engineering, and here we have to search only engineering. Journal name is engineering. Whether if it is being indexed under Scopus, then you will be able to see here the journal engineering. But it is, I think this journal is not indexed in Scopus, so we are unable to find the journal engineering. As you can see here, there is no engineering journal, only engineering journal. That means this particular journal is not indexed by Scopus, but this journal is indexed by Web of Science. Some journals might be indexed by only by Web of Science. Some journals will be indexed by both Scopus as well as Web of Science. That means this journal is only indexed by Web of Science. This is how we can identify most of the journals. You can see here this journal is SCIE, whereas this journal is Emerging Source Citation Index. Mostly ESI journals will have low impact factor compared to SCIE as well as SCI journals. So these are the two authenticated databases or indexing databases. Generally, they may have been indexed by Scopus as well as Web of Science. So we should, apart from these two, we should not rely on any other websites like SJR and these things. As I have shown here, SJR is not being updated regularly on regular basis. So we should rely only on Scopus as well as Web of Science. And I request all you people kindly create your login details, create an account for your Web of Science, such that you will be having the like what I can say, you can be able to see most of the journals which are listed in them. And in the same manner, if you can also create an this what I can say Scopus website. And this now most of the universities are asking, when you are being mentioning that you how many Scopus indexed articles you have been published in last year or under your name. If I am mentioning 40, they directly verify it from our Scopus profile. For that we need to create an account, and if we search our name here directly, what I can say, Harish, my name is Harish and my last name is Vancha, and directly this will give my profile. You can see here, this is Harish Vancha, Lovely Professional University. If I click my name, generally it will give all my data. How many, this is you will be having H index as per Scopus, you will be having H index as per Google Scholar. And you can see here some of the articles are not being listed here. So you have to update your Scopus profile by adding the missing documents. And you can see here these are certain recently published articles which have been just now entered here. This is in European Journal Top Q1, and this is Journal of Iranian Chemical Society. This is from Obesity Medicine. Like this we have this is from Alzheimer's Aging Research Reviews of Impact Factor 12.6. Like this this will give, and this Scopus ID is being asked by most of the organizations. So I request you all people kindly at your free time, you people can create your Scopus ID as well as your Web of Science ID. This will gives you more authentication and reliable information where you are going to apply your job. So these are the considerations you have to consider before selecting a journal. This is what I am trying to say to you people. And these are the general things. And as I mentioned here, index verification you have to do, then metrics considerations, then impact factor evaluation. These are the major things, and which will impact your research visibility and credibility of your research for various audience. So mostly we have to try to select a journal with a good impact factor, with the highest site score, with good quartile ranking. And these are certain tips, like generally we should know the journal, its editors, and submit the paper. Pay close attention to spellings, grammar, and punctuation. We should make sure references are comprehensive and accurate. Avoid careless mistakes. Read and conform to instructions for authors. Then generally, before submitting any paper, we people have to go through the author guidelines. Most of us will not follow author guidelines. This is the major thing. After opening any journal, please go through guide for authors. If you are not drafting your paper as per the journal guidelines, then if you submit your paper, even though your research is of great interest, the editor will directly reject your paper by saying desk rejection. Generally, I can say desk rejection will happen if you are like what I can say, even though your research is of good impact. And here, if you click on guide for authors, generally you will be having various options here. And first foremost thing, we have to focus on the aim and scope of the journal. We should not submit the paper by seeing the title of the journal. This is an European polymer journal. The journal is dedicated to polymers. But apart from the polymers, this particular journal will also publishes some other aspects as well. So we can see here, see, nanomedicine, biomedical applications, polymers at interfaces, supramolecular polymer, stimuli responsive polymer, polymer synthesis and functionalization. There are many aspects we have to see, and certain journals will generally mention there which type of papers they will reject directly. So after reading the aim and scope of any journal, we will get an idea. We people get an idea that whether this particular article is best fitted to this or not. Whether even though our research is having certain polymers, but this particular journal will not take. If you mention as a polymer is present in my formulation, polymer is present in my research, but this journal will not take it. Why? Because its aim and scope is different. Their objective is different. Whether your research, even though you are utilizing certain polymers, whether your research is being fulfilling their guideline, like aim and scope of the journal or not. This is the main thing. First, the editors will see. If the article is falls under their scope with good impact, then they will send it for the review. They will send out for the review. Otherwise, they immediately desk reject our paper. So, and certain journals will have certain word limit for the articles. All, like if I read 50 pages, all journals will not publish the 50 pages thing. Sir, my research data is more. My research data is having like I have more data I have generated, and I want to publish in the single paper, but the journal is having very limited like what I can say, word count, limited tables, limited images. Some journals will ask only 4 images, 4 tables, or combination, total 6 images including tables and images, and word count should be 12 printed pages, or word count should be specifically they will mention only 5,000 words. In that case, what we have to do? We should draft the paper in such a way that word count should be within the specified limits of the journal, and the extra information which we want to publish along with our research article should be sent it through the supplementary file. This is the main thing which we have to keep in our mind. Like I can show one journal which is also a good journal of life sciences, life science journal. There are other journals like that. The same thing will be applied for your engineering journals as well, but these are well-known journals, which top indexed and top 10% journals. This one, so I was taking the example of this kind of journals. And here you see article types, and you can see here original research articles and reviews. This journal will take. Review articles main text should have a maximum word count of 5,500 words, not more, and contain not more than 1,000 references. So this is a review paper, and they are asking limited word count. How we can write a review paper with 5,500 words? By this, what we people are like getting the information from the editor or journal, that they want only focused reviews. They don't want any comprehensive reviews. They don't want any book type reviews. They want only focused reviews if you are working on a specific topic. Like for example, nowadays engineering people, in case of engineering, you people have 3D printing, 4D printing, 6D printing. These are all the trending topics in engineering now. Whether you can go for any circuits, if in ECE branch or EEE branch, you will be going for certain biosensors, and you will be developing certain softwares. In all the cases, when you are reviewing any software, when you are reviewing any topic, the topic should be focused and recent, advanced. Future mein what is happening in the future, what is the present scenario, and till now what are the advancements have been happened from last 5 years or from last 10 years. In this manner, we should be focused on writing a paper. We should not include all the things. If I am referring 100 papers, all the 100 papers, whatever the information which is published in the 100 papers should not be like summarized in our paper. That is not a review. While writing a review paper, we should be focused on only research articles. This will be further we will be discussing. But you can see here journal guidelines will also plays a key role. So we should follow the author guidelines. And here you can see they have clearly mentioned here that they will be taking the reviews, focused reviews with 5,500 words. And you can see they have mentioned their aim and scope specifically. All the things, all life sciences means all life science paper will not fit into this journal. Their goal will be like you can see 4 common reasons for rejection: out of scope, 2 preliminary manuscripts are rejected, lack of novelty, and undefined structure. These things will be directly rejected. They are saying here only. And life science does not publish work on the actions of biological extracts of unknown composition. Compound studied must be known chemical structure. The studies must be reproducible. All unnecessary things they are not going to publish. Does not encourage this, even though it is a life science journal, this journal is not going to encourage or publish clinical trial reports. Like this, these author guidelines will also play a key role. So we should be very cautious, and we should read and confirm the instructions for authors. Then only we should start. We should submit the paper to the journal. And while writing or after writing, thoroughly we have to proofread our paper, either twice or thrice, such that we people can avoid certain careless mistakes. And it is recommended that you can take the help of your co-authors, or you can take the help of certain seniors or experts, such that request them to read your paper after compilation, such that they can identify certain mistakes which are overseen by us. Why? Because I have written my paper. If I read it for thrice or thrice, I may not find any difference in that. I may not find, like, whatever the things I have written, I feel that it is correct only. So to avoid these incorrections, these mistakes, we should ask other person third person to read your paper and comment on your paper. So just reading and commenting will not give any credibility for them. So don't think that if I ask them to read, I have to give their name. So it is not required. When they have written the paper, then you can help them in the same manner. This is what we people are following. We'll take the help of our seniors or then my colleagues just for proofreading it, such that if they find any mistakes or if they find any other things that can be improved in my paper, which will help me more thing. And this is the thing which most of us are being facing. If I join to any university or any institute, generally they will ask, do or die. This is a type of do or die. After entering into any university, whether you publish or perish, that indicates your do or die. Whether you publish and stay in the university or in the institute, otherwise there is no place for you. Simply, surely you were aware when you accepted the position, professor, that it was publish or perish. Whether you publish and stay here, or if you are unable to publish, just pack up your things. This is what like in recent years these things are happening, and most of the institutes are pressurizing the faculties, some research scholars or researchers, to publish certain things, such that the institutes or universities will get the gradings, as well as if heartfully, if we work something, if we do research, if we find some new findings, obviously we have to publish it. Why? Because we don't know, the world is vast, we don't know whoever is working on the same aspect, and same results can be generated from them as well. So publication will give dual benefits for us, that will enhance our profile, that will give recognition for us, that will give recognition to the university as well. So these are the things we should take positively, and we should work for us. Simultaneously, the same thing will be give good reason or good implications for your institute as well. So this is the thing which we can see in case of current scenario. And these are the things, how you want to give, how you want to draft your paper. Generally, a good research paper should be novel, mechanistic, descriptive, short and sweet. This is what we people generally think. While when I am going to start any research paper, first I'll draft it. I will make a table of generally I will make a flow chart. In that flow chart, I'll try to concise the information, and thus concised information should represent whole of my research findings. This is the main thing which we need to focus. Your paper should be novel, mechanistic, and descriptive, new and not resembling something formerly known. Testing a hypothesis, determining the fundamental process, describes how things are but does not test how things work. Hypotheses are not tested. These are certain Bloom taxonomy generally we people will follow while drafting our paper: evaluation, synthesis, analysis, application, comprehension, and generation of the knowledge. By using the old concepts, we should create new ideas, design and innovation, composing, imaging, identifying and analyzing patterns, organization of ideas, recognizing trends, understanding, translating, summarizing, demonstrating, discussing. This all comes under comprehension. So first we have to generate the idea. Then this idea should be hypothesized. A hypothesized idea should be implemented. This is what this Bloom taxonomy is being giving, and most of the papers or journals will follow this one, whether the research findings are having novelty or not. If it is being novel, evaluation, synthesis, analysis, application, comprehension, these all are the factors which should be coming. And as I said just now, I have shown many of the examples for you. Choosing the right journal. Do not just descend the stairs. Top journals: Nature, Science, Lancet, NEJM, field specific top journals, other field specific journals, national journals. So first we have to start our journey from the top journals. We should not make ourselves to be degraded. Like, we should not think that my research cannot be published in Nature journal. It does not happen. Why? Because we people are also doing novel research only. Why don't we try in that top journals? If it is not accepted, or whether it is not worked, then we people can proceed for the other journals. And everyone, we people should be specific, field specific. Why? Because if you are not selecting this field specific journals, if you are running across this particular only the impact factor and citations, these all things, then we may not find the good journals. So we should search from the top journals and field specific journals. Then only your paper will be right fitted. That means based on the aim and scope of the journal, based on your research findings, you people have to choose the right journal. And here nowadays, most of Elsewhere, Wiley, Springer, they have been given certain journal finders. Journal finding tools are available. I hope most of you people might know Elsewhere journal finder we have, and we have Wiley journal finder. Springer journal finder. Every publisher has their own journal finders, and you can see here in Elsewhere, like, you can paste your title here directly, or you can search by keywords as well. If you select the keywords, generally biosensors, I'm typing, find. See, this Elsewhere will gives you based on the keyword. I am not giving full title, and this database, this search engine will not know that what is your actual title, what is your main objective. Okay, what is your main objective, what is what your paper is going to describe, which type of research you people have been done. It does not know. But if in my title, if I give a title of my paper, if it contains biosensor, it lists all the journals which are related to biosensors. You can see we can also give here only subscription journals. We don't want open access journals. And if you want to see open access journals as well and subscription journals as well, you can see here. See, subscription means there is no requirement of paying any fees. Subscription journals. Open access means, see, if your article is accepted, you have to pay $5,440 as an APC. See, I have typed only biosensors. 34 journals it has listed, biosensors and bioelectronics. And this is the sister journal of biosensors and bioelectronics, molecular therapy, nucleic acid. Whether now this, see, title is resembling this biosensors and biosensor. This is resembling your search keyword. But molecular therapy and nucleic acid is not resembling your biosensor. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to visit the journal page. There you have to go to scope of the journal. Then you have to match your research findings with the scope. Then you have to decide whether you have to go for this journal or not. Then sensors, again this is resembling bioelectrochemistry. Mostly this will also advanced bionics, sensing and biosensing research, biomedical analysis, enzyme and microbial technology, information processing in agriculture, sensors. See, information processing, that means it also includes certain sensors. What are the applicability of your sensors? Analytical biochemistry, we have to see. Why? Because biochemistry means analyzing certain biological samples. In that case also we require certain sensors. Again, that's why your elsewhere is giving this journal as well. Molecular and digital medicine, Journal of Molecular Biology. Like this you can see n number of journals which are relevant to your search keyword. Out of this you have to screen the journal which is relevant to your article. In the same manner you can go with Springer. Again I will type sensors. We'll see whether it will give what type of articles. It has given 20 results. Flexible electronics, journal material science, microsystems. Like this you can see 20 different journals. Again you have to select. Hybrid means in elsewhere it will show subscription. In Springer it will show hybrid. Hybrid means this will be publishes both open access as well as free cost. So most of us, we don't want to pay money. Okay, money. So we should be focused on this particular thing. In the same manner, we have Ville. In case of Ville also, you people can find many journals here. So here, this is how we can choose our right journal. Okay, and as we have already discussed this, every journal will have its impact factor, indexing, incubation time, like how much time it will take for first decision, how much time it after undergoing review, how much time it, what is the review time, what is its ISSBN number. These all are being included in a good journal, and these are the journal citation reports which we can see by using different databases. And these are the things to consider before writing a paper. This is the actual thing. Now selection of journal based on the title, selection of the journal based on the scope. These are all constitutes for journal selection. Why? Because journal selection is also an important factor. That's why I have taken some time to give you idea how you have to select and how you have to verify the indexing, whether your journal is cloned journal or not. Many of our UGC journals are cloned journals. They will take the money and they'll do. So we should verify the journal indexing by authenticated websites. This is the other part, and the main part of our today's presentation is writing. How we are going to write the paper. I hope you people have got certain idea how we are going to screen the journals, how we are going to see the journals. Now I want to write a paper. Like actually after writing the paper we have to see that one, but I have been initially went into that particular aspects, so it may not create any clumsiness. That part is separate and this part is separate. Now coming to whatever the things we have to consider before writing a paper, and here everyone please kindly we should keep in our mind that what we are going to write initially and how much time to write the paper is the major parameter which we have to consider, whether it has a significant advancement being made, Is the hypothesis straightforward? Did the experiments test the hypothesis? Are the controls appropriate and sufficient? Can you describe the study in 1 or 2 minutes? Can the key message be written in 1 or 2 sentences? These are all the important parameters which we have to think. Why? Because how much time it takes to write a paper? How much time it will take to draft a paper? Generally, we should initially, before starting the paper, we have to jot out these all points. What is your hypothesis? What are your findings? Whether your results are appropriate, whether these results are being in accordance with the already available results of same study or relevant studies, whether there is a significant advancement in your study in comparison to the previous studies. If you have a complete idea on this, like a hypothesis, how we will prepare the hypothesis, initially you have to identify the gaps. So how we identify the gaps generally? On what basis? From where we can identify the research gaps? For identifying the research gap, you people should not refer any type of review paper. But there are certain focused review papers which the reviewers will review many n number of research papers, and they will identify certain research gaps which are being mentioned or written in some top review papers, which will helpful to the researchers, upcoming researchers. But as a researcher, like if I am working on particular topic, for that particular topic, I want to identify the gap, research gap. What is the gap? What is actually a gap? Gap is nothing but there is an space. There is a like occurrence of specific space from the last research to till date. The publication, whatever you can think, the generation of the data, research data or findings, research findings from where it has been published to till date, whether there is a significant advancement, any other researchers have been advanced this particular research or not, whether this has been what I can say, whether any other researchers have been working on this particular area or not. If they are working, what are the things they have considered, what type of factors they have considered, and how this is being taken forward, how we can take this particular thing taken forward, and how we implement and how we frame the hypothesis. This is the main aspect which we have to consider here. Those who have the most to say usually say it with the fewest words. This is we have to take only few less time to represent our things, and tables, figures, references must be clear and concise, should be self-explanatory, will help in choosing journals, better insightful. As I said, this one, tentative title, summary, aim, scope, whether it is definition. Now, the hardest part is getting started, kickstart. Like how we are going to, if we start the bike, then we can go freely. Aram se, we can reach our destiny without any, like what I can say, doing hard work. But starting a paper is the toughest part. I'll think, like most of us, we will think that I want to write, I will write. Like this only 1 or 2 months will complete. But if we are strong to write a paper on specific topic or for our research findings, how to start it? How to start? From where I have to start? And from where I have to start, there only you are able to find the answer. if I am doing literature on specific topic, every researcher will write their limitations in their conclusions. One have seen the possibility, the probability of this particular work can be taken forward in this particular manner. This can be done. This would be done. Like this, the researchers will mention their limitation in the conclusion. So, during identifying any research gap, we should thoroughly go through the conclusion part and discussion part. These two things will give you the idea. They have stopped till certain specific thing, like they have explored to certain extent, and after that they have not exploded due to certain limitations, lab facility, manpower, or due to time, they can't move forward. So from there we have to take the project, or we have to take the same concept forward. Advancement, in our words, we can say, if we want to advance the specific area, we have to list out specific gaps. These specific gaps should be identified from the research papers only. These research papers will help us to identify the gaps that should be fulfilled by us, by our research. And as I mentioned, we should go through the research papers, out of which we have to go, we have to go thoroughly through discussion and conclusions. Why? Because most of the researchers will mention their research gaps in these two sections only. And finding a research gap generally involves critically analyzing existing literature to identify unanswered questions, contraindications, or limitations. These key methods include, reviewing recent literature, scanning the future research, or limitation sections of the top journals. As I mentioned, these limitation section, conclusion sections, this will gives you the good idea about the research gap. And as you can see here, the second point, the research gap is being identified from good literature review. As I said, critically you have to analyze the paper. We should not read the paper superficially. We should critically analyze the research paper. Why? Because if I am writing a research paper of my findings, I have developed certain formulation, I have used so and so things, and I have incorporated my drug, and I have verified whether drug is reaching the target or not. My hypothesis is sending the drug to the target. But beyond that, we can do, after reaching the target, whether your drug is eliminating from the body, whether drug is distributed to different body parts. If it is distributed, how much amount of drug is present in that. If you go to your engineering field, generally we tackle about biosensors. Generally, we people nowadays, biosensors are playing a key role. These particular sensors are interacting with various biological environments, and it is giving certain data for us. Now, as a researcher, we have to see, if I have developed a sensor, we have to identify the limitations of the sensor. The researcher, for sure, they will mention the limitations of their research in the last paragraph. Either some researchers, they will write the limitations as a separate section, but some researchers, they will include it in their conclusion. Some researchers, they will include in future aspects. Some researchers, they will include in their discussions only. So limitation section, conclusion section, discussion section, future prospective section. These 4 sections will gives you the idea about the gap of the literature, limitation of the research which is being already established or published by a researcher. From there you have to start noting the limitation from individual paper. Let us suppose I'm referring 10 research papers. From 10 research papers I will get 20, for example 20 different points, 20 points. And now after writing the 20 points, from these 20 points I have to eliminate the duplicates. After eliminating the duplicates, I have to see how many points are present, out of which is trending, which has to be elaborated, and which is critical, which gap is critical, which limitation is critical, and this, if I fulfill this particular gap, if I overcome this particular limitation, this would benefit the society. Your whatever the gaps you are identifying, that gaps, if you want to fulfill the gap, this gap should be a major factor affecting other things. That is a novel research. A simple gap we cannot find, and we cannot go through that, and we cannot do many things. So societal impact you have to think. It's what I can say, impact of the gap on the existing research. By fulfilling that particular gap, what are the advancements and advantages we are going to get and we are going to give to the society, we should see. And from there, after fixing that gap, now you should start researching, start doing literature on that specific gap which you have selected. And this would help you people to identify and to proceed with your research. Either by using this particular point, you can do research, or you can write a review paper. Impact is the major thing. Societal impact. Nowadays, all the journals are looking on the societal impact. Advancement in relation to societal impact. If we are capable of identify that societal gap, impactful gap, then our research will become the noble research and novel research. So for all these things, literature, extensive literature review is required. That's why any paper, any research books, any what I can say, your thesis contains a literature review. From the literature, after literature review only, you will start with your research gap or rationale, hypothesis. Then to fulfill this hypothesis or this particular gaps, to achieve the gaps, you people will frame your objectives. This is the major thing which we have to see, that comes under second, conducting a literature review. First one is choose a clear research topic that should address the research gap. This gap you will be getting it from the already existed researches, and for that I said you should focus on conclusion section, limitation section, future prospective section, and discussion section. Some researchers will write in the abstract as well, but abstract and the last paragraph of the introduction. Last paragraph of the introduction, you will be getting what are the which gaps they are filling by this particular research, and which has to be done. Which has to be done, you will be getting it from the final sections under limitations or conclusions or discussions. What they are going to fulfill, you will be getting it from the introduction part, last paragraph of the introduction part. Then from there, After finding the research gap, frame the hypothesis, then structure it, and write introduction part and define your methodology. This is how we have to start a research paper. The heart of the research paper is your gap. This for identifying the research gap, you should be do thorough literature search of existing research, not review papers, not reviews. Existing researches you have to do. Okay, this is the general thing, and based on that we have different types of journal papers. After doing our research, after fulfilling the research gaps, we people can go to these types of different journal papers. Like, why? Because here I have written my paper, I have drafted my paper, then I have to search for the different journals, and most of the journals generally they will publish reviews, opinions, brief notes, papers, technical note, short communication, science and technology article, letter to editors, commentary. And here you people can see, you can write a letter to your editor also. If I'm like doing literature, here while I am identifying certain gaps, I'm going through the paper, okay, and I have found certain faults in that particular paper. I have observed certain faults. These faults can be raised by us. We can raise the question, why this is being happened, why this is not. This thing we have to communicate it to the editor as in the form of letter. This will be like what I can say, this will be given, this will be considered by the editor. If it is appropriate one, then it will be communicated to the author or corresponding author. Then corresponding author will write the rebuttals. Your commentary, like your letter will be published online. Along with that, the rebuttal which is received from the corresponding author will also be get published. This is the beauty of letter to editors. We people can write this one. This is a one-page draft. Easily you can get the publications. Short communications, like, sir, I have only a piece of research work with me, but I want to publish it. Remaining part has been already published, but I am having only a certain sort of certain part, only small part of small piece of my research work. Then in that case, you can go for certain short communications and technical notes or any case studies if you have done. You can write in them, you can specifically mention in that this is the thing which is being elaborated thing of my previous research. So we can communicate it and we can get it a journal publications. And if we come to the parts of original research paper, it starts with the title, abstract, keywords, introduction, methods, results, discussion, acknowledgements, and references. I hope in the last session, yesterday's session, the sir has been clearly explained us about the referencing, different referencing databases as well. So now we people will discuss about this title, abstract, introduction, methods, results, discussion. Overall, this is a like structure of a research paper, in which what should be the title, how title should be framed. In case of a research paper, in any paper, the title should not be vague. It should not be like a descriptive type. Your title should be short and brief. It should be short and sweet, generally I can say. Again and again I am repeating, your title should like it should have certain words, catchy words. Like I have mentioned biosensor, best example I have taken. If you have developed a biosensor, what you have developed, what is actually your paper contains, that should be reflected in your title. And coming to the abstract part, Most of the journals, in case of titles, most of the journals will ask you to write your title within 25 words, within 15 words. That means indirectly they are expecting that your title should be concised one and catchy. Abstract also. Sir, why all papers will have abstracts? Why all journals, like if any subscription journal, if I don't have any subscription, but journal allows us to read the abstract. How our abstract should be framed, on what basis we are going to frame the abstract of the research paper. This abstract should be, generally abstract also should be a brief, Most of the journals, if you go for top rated journals, generally they will ask your abstract within 150 words. Structured abstract with 150 words. There are two types of abstracts. A general abstract is of, it contains a paragraph manner, and another abstract you will be having structured abstract. This will be having your objective, methodology, results, and conclusion. These are the 4 sections which you need to mention in the abstract. That means aim. In aim, what we will write, what we are going to do. Okay, background. In background, what we will do? In this particular background, whatever the gap you have identified for your research, which gap you are going to fulfill should be mentioned in your background. From where origin of the research, identification of the gap, and how you are going to fulfill it. Then next section is methodology. So gaps identify, we have identified the gaps and we are trying to fulfill it. So to fulfill that particular gaps, then we are going to use this methodology. In the background itself, you have to mention that this is a gap, so there is a need to advance this research. This should be mentioned in the background of the abstract. That means whatever the gap you have identified previously, on what gap you have been working, that should be mentioned in your background. Then to fulfill that particular gap, you should go for certain methodology and results. In abstract, concised results should be mentioned. Final results should be mentioned. If I am increasing the sensitivity of certain sensor, sensitivity, I am talking about sensitivity, detection sensitivity. How many folds, how many rates of detection sensitivity you have been increased by your sensor in comparison to the already existed sensor. In this manner, we have to write the results in the abstract. Then conclusion, whether you have achieved your goals or not. If you have achieved, and what are the future aspects can be done, and what are the limitations of your research, you can mention in the conclusion in 1 or 2 sentences. And overall, we should limit the word count to 200 words. Most of the journals will not accept more than 250 words, but it in safer side, we have to limit our abstract to 200 words. Then coming to the introduction part. This is the main heart of the research paper. If I am reviewing any paper, first I will go through your introduction and abstract only. Your abstract will decide what you have done, whether this is of great importance or not, whether it is being fulfilling useful to society or not, societal gaps are being filled or not. I will get a conclusion from your abstract only. In your introduction part, introduction should be very small. All we will think introduction, so this is an introduction, so I can write 3 to 4 pages. A strong and insightful research paper will not be containing a comprehensive type of introduction. Your introduction should be very small, and this introduction should be limited. Hardly 500 words. 500 to 750 words. You should limit your introduction part. That means you will be getting only 1 or 1.5 page. 1 page or 1.5 page. This should be your introduction part. You should not elaborate the introduction unnecessarily. This is not required in the research paper. We are not writing a thesis. We should focus on our results. We should focus on our hypothesis. We should focus on our demonstration of our results, representation of our results. We have to focus. But in introduction, again, this particular introduction should be subdivided. We have, while drafting the paper, you have to subdivide your introduction. First section, like first paragraph of your introduction should overview the background of the research. Overview the background of the research. And second paragraph should discuss on the existed or already already available research findings in the second paragraph. And then in the third paragraph, you have to mention the gaps of the existed research, which you have already mentioned in the second paragraph. And these gaps should be fulfilled. That should be mentioned in the last paragraph. That means you can see, you are saying that this is the background, this is the incidence rate, this is required. In the first paragraph, you are mentioning these all things. You are mentioning these are the studies which are already available, but these studies are having certain limitations. So to fulfill these particular limitations, the ongoing research is required. That's it. Not more than that you have to mention in the introduction part. And last paragraph, if it is a review paper, you have to mention the why this review is required, why this review is beneficial over other review papers which are already available on the same topic, why your review is novel in comparison to the other already published review papers. In this aspect, you have to draft your introduction part for review paper. But research paper, already we have a clear vision. We have already framed our gaps. We know what we are doing. We have a focused point. So we should focus that particular point only. But in this case, we should try to represent all the existing research findings in the introduction part, such that the reviewer will get an idea that already this is being done and these are the gaps of the existing literature. So the current research is required to fulfill the existing research. This is what we expect in the last paragraph of the introduction. Okay, then methods. If the methods, some of the methods are well established methods, we have utilized the same methods, then it is not required to write all the story, all the things which are being mentioned in that. Simply we can write the particular sensor is being developed based on the procedure reported by so and so et al. This is enough. If I am referring your paper, I will be cross-verifying or cross-referencing your already published paper. This cross-referenced published paper, like whatever the original paper from where you have been taken, that paper will be referred by the author or the researcher who are referring your paper. If you have done certain alterations to the already established method, slight alterations if you have done, then in that case we people can mention already we have utilized the method which is reported by so and so author with slight modifications, full stop. Then you start with briefly, then explain in a cut short way what the procedure you have followed and what alterations you have done. In engineering aspect, generally you will be having certain sequences or flows or development, means how you have been organized or characterized a specific material. These all things you can be mentioned in particular methods. And after in the method section, first part should be for sure you people should mention the materials, what type of materials you people have used and from where you have been taken. Then start with the procedures. Then the main thing of your research paper is your results. How we have to represent the results. Generally, representing a table, keeping the images in the paper will not demonstrate your results. As per our view, results are like these are the results which we got. But in the results and discussion part, either you can mix this results and discussion part as a single section, you can write, or separately. In results part, exclusively you have to mention the results, and in discussion part you have to compare your results with the other established research findings. What advancement you got, what is the new thing you got, what findings you have done in comparison to the already existed methods. There you have to cite their research, and then you have to highlight your findings as well. In this manner you have to write your results and discussion part. Simply I have got this particular result, so and so result, this is the value. We should not restrict our discussion part and results part like this. If these are our findings, and our findings are in accordance with the findings of Harish et al. In comparison to the research findings of Harish et al., our results are more advanced in this pattern, or our results are being increased. If you are enhancing any sensitivity, the sensitivity of this particular instrument is more, the reliability of the method is more, repeatability of the method is more. In this manner we have to discuss the results. And later, acknowledgements, if we have taken help from any of the resources or from any of the person, we should not forget to acknowledge them in the paper. This is the minimum concern which we can give to them if we are unable to include them as one of the authors, or if any facility have been utilized from any other institute or from our institute also, we have to acknowledge them. And later, referencing, we should in the author guidelines we have to check the referencing styles. Every journal will have their own referencing style, so for sure we have to stick on to them. And in author guidelines we have to see what should be the word limit, what should be the references limit, also image limit and references. In all the cases, always you people should see publication quality images you have to mention. And formatting of tables will also plays a key role. Why? Because if your tables are not formatted properly, your paper will not look good. So in this aspect you have to focus more on formatting your tables and images. And every time you should not forget that whatever the scientific sentences you have taken from other papers, you have to cite them for sure. And whether your tables and images should be cited in the text at their appropriate place. This is also the major important thing. If I am reading your paper, if I am reading the text, then I should know these findings are being mentioned in so and so table. So I will go to that particular table, and table will give me the summarized information about my research findings. So these are the various parts of the research paper, and these are the order of the research paper. Theoretical consideration, sometimes you need this section, build a theory or by a theory, give relevant formulas, give relevant equations with symbols, number them all in sequence, discuss parameters to be evaluated, justify your choices. This should your experimental details or methods section. And later, what you have to do in the conclusion, here in this we haven't written conclusion. After discussion, we have to include the conclusion as well. In conclusion, you have to write the conclusion of your whole research. Along with that, you have to mention your gaps also. Gaps in the form of limitations in the form of future aspects. This can be done in future. This can be evaluated. Like that, we have to mention in the conclusion part, such that this will be helpful for other researchers to frame, to identify the gaps, and they will proceed for their future things. And as I mentioned here, best to begin writing when experiments lead somewhere. Should be detailed enough so results can be reproduced by others. Reference published methods where appropriate. Include regulated use approval information. Use descriptive subheadings, starting material, synthesis, material and characterizations. Then results, images and equations with continuity can be effective. Tables and figures must be straightforward. Present main findings, referencing to tables or figures. Do not repeat results in the paper, but they must be repeatable by you, not reproducible by others. So this should be, and whatever statistical treatment of your data is very important again, if you are going for a number of experimentations. So statistical treatment, applying ANOVA and error bars, these all the major important aspects. And some journals specifically, they will ask you to do this particular statistical treatment to your data to find whether your data is significant or non-significant, statistically significant or non-significant. And as I mentioned here in introduction part, build case for why study is important, provide a brief background, state hypothesis, central question or theme, give a paragraph about what the investigation proposes to do. Discussion, first answer questions proposed in introduction, whatever the questions which we have been proposed in the form of gaps, we have to answer them. Then we have to discuss the possible mechanisms, discuss weakness and discrepancies, explain why is new without exaggeration. Do not repeat discussion or speculate too much. Most of the papers, while we are reading, the same information which is being discussed in the discussion will be reproduced in conclusion as well. Your conclusion should be unique and your discussion should be unique. This is what we should take care. Then conclusions, summary, perspectives, implications. And the last point is very important, as I am mentioning, suggestions for future work. This will, if every researcher will write this one, mention this one in the paper, suggestions for future work. From there, you have to identify the gap, research gaps. And relevant references, you have to go. And abstract, as I mentioned, it is the critical part of the, nowadays graphical abstract is also playing the critical role. Most of the journals are asking graphical abstract in the graphical representation of your work in a single image. That will give the idea, complete idea about what you have done. This is the critical part of the paper. We should state main objectives, summarize most important results. We should state major conclusions and significance, avoid acronyms. We should write and rewrite until flawless. Provide the right keywords. And the title, as I said, title format will determine whether paper gets read. Avoid long titles, avoid abbreviations in the titles. These are the major things which we have to see. And you can see the title formats. 3 examples I have mentioned. The effects of heat on ice. Heat melts ice. The role of heat in melting ice. Which one we prefer? Short and sweet. The effects of heat on ice. This is the somewhat giving critical thing. First and third one is giving good information and catchy information to the readers, such that the things. And acknowledgement, whatever the grants, these all things should be mentioned in acknowledgements. Then all authors should participate. Only one is the corresponding author. Revise, revise, revise. As I mentioned in the initial, when I'm starting the session, I said, like, we should take the help. We always should revise our paper before submitting to the journal. Review order of data presentation, polish the writing style, double check references, look for types, typographic errors, double check spellings. And here, typographical errors and referencing. Nowadays, what is happening, I have seen while reviewing many papers of some standard journals from ACS and RSC, or from elsewhere as well, Springer also, the editors are asking, cross verify the references. Most of the people, what they will do, they will go for Google Scholar and they will type the search keyword. They will get many papers. Whatever the information the author has written in his paper will not be present in the reference which has been cited. This will create the controversies. What will happen if you are citing a sentence? After publishing your paper, directly the information will goes to the citing author, like from where you have been taken information, from which paper you have been taken. But most of the authors, they will think, I have got a citation. But if the paper is cited for a wrong information, this will create a discrepancy for other scholars or other researchers who are referring the paper. So always we should be cautious that we should cite the appropriate paper only, which contains the sentence or findings which you are discussing in your paper, that should present in the paper in which you are going to cite. And nowadays, based on this also, the papers are being rejected. Editors are instructing the reviewers to reject the papers if the references are not appropriate. So we should be very keen in doing this one. As coming to the English, whatever the tense is used, be consistent and don't switch back and forth in the same paragraph. What you did can be in the past tense, but what you found out, eternal truths, must be in present tense. What you have found should be in present tense. What you did in previous should be in past tense. Avoid long passive voices in technical writing. And avoid plagiarism, copy editing, proofreading, editing, learn from editing changes, try to get good writers to review, read well written articles, such that we can improve our scientific writing style. Most of the articles should be scientifically, we should go. So next, coming to plagiarism. Hello. If an unexpected development today, Kiran's plagiarized, so avoid plagiarism. Go for good journal formats and then submit your paper in a proper way. And this is what actually happening in recent years. Double-blinded peer reviewing is going on. Whenever you start, many reviewers will start here until your paper is accepted. Okay, so these are the H index and everything we have already discussed. What is it that distinguishes an excellent article from a poor one is, you can see here, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. So from infinity is born infinity. When infinity is taken out of infinity, only infinity is left over. So these type of things we have to keep in our mind, such that we'll get good information. By this, I will end my presentation of drafting a good research paper from different origins. And if you have any questions, you can proceed with your questions.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable session. It was very insightful. As a researcher, it is very good presentation, sir. It is very knowledgeable. And I have few questions. Because of out of time, I will be having some questions are there in the YouTube. So I will be reading out one or two questions. So
Yes.
first one is to submit the published papers with quartile proof in university. Which one you will consider, either Scopus or SJR?
Quartile proof, we like I can say we have to consider only Scopus. Scopus is the authenticated one, which will gives you the authenticated information about the quartile proof, not SJR. As I shown the example during my presentation also, SJR is not being updated regularly. So we will be getting false information from that. Even though if your journal is being upgraded to the good quartile, we are unable to get the information, right information from SJR. So instead of using Simago journal ranking, please prefer Scopus.
Okay, sir. We have one more question, sir.
Yeah.
The maximum journals are showing a fake impact factor. Any reliable method to verify it?
Yeah, impact factor, we have to go for Web of Science. Web of Science main portal, we have to refer that, which is being maintained by Claverates, Thomson and Reuters. In that, we will be getting the updated impact factor. Instead of going for journal websites, some of the journals are not being updated regularly, and Google and AI or remaining all websites are giving false information. So it is right thing to check the impact factor by visiting Web of Science website.
Sir, I am taking one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What happens if the journal is taken down from the Scopus after we publish?
Like actually this not affect it does not affect our research, it does not affect our paper as well, but the current scenario as we are seeing, most of the like what I can say, most of the institutes or most of the like what I can when we are going for certain interviews, most of the people are focusing on how many Scopus indexed articles, these all things. But whether your article is indexed or not, it does not matter. If you go to foreign, they will not focus on Scopus indexed or these things. Most of the articles are DOAJ indexed only. They are not being listed either in Web of Science or Scopus. But we should focus, we should be like how our research findings are reaching the audience. This is what our main focus. But the Scopus listing is also important, by which our profile will upgrade during citations or H indexes. This will matters when your article is being indexed in good databases. Otherwise, most of the researchers, they will prefer to refer the papers which are present in the indexed journals. This is the main scenario actually.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the valuable comments and insights. So now we are going to conclude. So now I invite our Professor Dr. Naveen Kumar, sir, for the vote of thanks.
Sir, one minute, sir.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Harish, sir.
Yes, sir.
One question from mine.
Yes, sir.
How to change the affiliation in the Scopus?
You can change the affiliation directly visiting to your Scopus profile. There you can change your affiliation. Yes, automatically it will change. From the profile tab, edit your profile tab, there you can give your new profile.
Yes, thank you, sir. Very informative, sir. Being in a tight schedule, also given the time. Thank you, sir. Sir, Naveen, sir, please.
Thank you, sir. Sir, this is Dr. Naveen. On behalf of Department of ECE, Pscmrcet-Ece-Fdp College of Engineering and Technology, Vijayawada, I express my sincere vote of thanks at the conclusion of Day 2 of our 5-day online faculty development program. Sir, it is my great honor to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Harish Vancha, sir, recognized as top 2% scientist, for delivering an exceptional and highly informative session on fundamentals of high-impact research paper writing. Sir, your detailed insights into structuring a high-quality research paper, writing the manuscript, kickstart a research paper, identifying the research gaps, presenting novelty, drafting strong abstracts, and writing impactful conclusion have greatly benefited to all the participants. The practical guidelines and valuable strategies you shared today will certainly help all the faculty members and research scholars from various institutes to enhance the standard and visibility of their research publications. We are truly grateful for your valuable time, guidance, and encouragement toward research excellence. I would also like to thank our respected principal, sir, management, and head of the department for their constant support in organizing this faculty development program. My sincere appreciation goes to the organizing committee members for their dedicated efforts in ensuring the smooth conduct of today's session. Finally, I thank all the participants for their active involvement and enthusiastic participation, which made this session interactive and fruitful. Thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Harish Vancha, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
We
much.
are very thankful to our technical team, Mr. Sheikh Subani and Pooja Nair Madam and all the fellows from my department. Thank you all.
With this, we conclude today's session. Please join for the tomorrow's session, that is day of FDP. So see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Sir.
you.
Yes.